Today, we're putting on our mechanics gloves and taking a real methodical look under the hood of the 2017 to 2022 Honda CRV equipped with the 1.5-liter turbo engine. Think of this as your personal mechanics guide for buyers. Our goal today is to empower your buying decision with straight talk, clear facts, and the kind of know-how that usually takes years turning wrenches in a garage to actually acquire. So, used CRV buyers really need to know this first, before you sign any paperwork, before you fall head over heels on the test drive, and definitely before you hand over a check, there's a hidden mechanical reality you absolutely have to understand. Rushing in blind? Yeah, that could lead to a massively expensive surprise down the road. So we're going to break down exactly what you need to look out for. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The Honda CRV appeal. 2. The clinical diagnosis. 3. Symptoms and hidden costs. 4. The mechanics buyer checklist. And 5. The final verdict. Section 1. The Honda CRV appeal. It's no secret why people are naturally drawn to these vehicles. I mean, they offer this fantastic mix of practical family space and comfort. They ride beautifully on the highway, they sip gas reasonably well, and, most importantly, they're supposedly backed by Honda's legendary bulletproof reputation for long-term reliability. When you walk onto a dealership lot, it honestly looks like the perfect used car buy. Looks reliable, right? But oil dilution completely changes the picture. That perfectly reliable image shifts dramatically if you ignore what's happening under the hood, especially during short, cold weather trips. The exterior might be totally pristine, the interior might smell brand new, but this invisible issue, oil dilution, well, it completely changes the reality of owning one of these specific models. Section 2. The clinical diagnosis. The oil dilution risk. So, what actually is oil dilution? Basically, it's a mechanical issue where unburned fuel and moisture sneak past the piston rings and mix directly into your engine oil. Think of it like watering down your morning coffee. It just completely ruins the strength. When fuel gets into your oil, it thins it out, severely degrading its ability to lubricate the moving parts. And here's the kicker. If you're only driving 5 minutes to the grocery store in freezing weather, the engine just never gets hot enough to safely evaporate that excess fuel and moisture. And when we look at the timeline of this risk across the model years, a clear pattern emerges. The early 2017 and 2018 models, they pose the absolute highest danger. Moving into 2019, the risk drops to moderate. And then for the 2020 to 2022 models, they're considered lower risk because they actually benefit from crucial factory software updates. Honda recognized the problem and adjusted how the engine warms up, making those later years a much safer bet for buyers. Section 3. Symptoms and hidden costs. Okay, so if you're out there test driving one of these, you really need to watch the dash like a hawk. Look out for check engine lights, especially for misfires or a rich running condition, and definitely watch for low oil pressure lights. Listen closely for any weird engine noise too. But honestly, more importantly, you have to get your hands a little dirty. You literally need to pop the hood, pull the dipstick, and check for an oil level sitting above the full mark or a distinct gasoline smell. If the oil smells like a gas station pump, you've got a problem. High oil level. You've got to check it cold and after driving. Now, Honda has actually stated that a slightly high oil level can be normal after their official software fix is applied. But manually checking the oil level when the engine is completely cold and then doing it again right after a drive, that is an absolutely essential, mindful habit for any buyer. You're basically checking to see if the level is actively rising as you drive it. 4,000 to 5,000. That is the number you need to remember. See, the hidden cost of this entire issue is relentless maintenance. To protect the engine from premature wear caused by that thinned-out oil, owners are basically forced to shorten their oil change intervals to a mere 4,000 to 5,000 miles. You pretty much have to completely ignore the dashboard's built-in maintenance minder and just take matters into your own hands. Frequent changes. You absolutely must plan on shorter oil intervals. Ignoring these frequent changes long-term risks some serious premature engine wear. Now, while catastrophic engine-blowing failures aren't necessarily the norm here, strictly scheduled maintenance is a non-negotiable reality with this car. If you buy it, you have to budget for these shorter intervals to protect your investment. Simple as that. Section 4. The Mechanics Buyer Checklist. All right, let's approach this purchase methodically. Here is your 4-step checklist. Step 1. Check the cold dipstick for high levels and that gas smell we talked about. Step 2. Take it for a test drive, listening hard for noises and watching for warning lights. Step 3. Ask for physical proof of the Honda product update. And Step 4. Absolutely get a pre-purchase inspection from a trusted mechanic who actually knows the quirks of these 1.5-liter turbos.
Service history is everything here. You have to verify the update was done. If the seller cannot produce concrete, on-paper service records showing that the Honda product update was completed, well, you need to be prepared to confidently and quietly just walk away. A verbal promise from a salesperson? Yeah, that's not going to cut it. You need to verify it on paper.
Ultimately, your decision on the lot really comes down to this comparison. On one hand, you have the risky choice. An early 2017 or 2018 model, no proof of the software fix, and a really sparse maintenance history. On the other hand, you have the safer choice, a later model year where the Honda update is totally completed, backed by a strong documented record of frequent oil changes. One is a headache waiting to happen, the other is a smart, calculated purchase. Updated plus records. You have to look for proof of the fix, because with this specific car, a meticulous service history matters way more than getting a flashy trim level, premium audio, or leather seats. Documented proof of the fix is your absolute safety net. Never, ever compromise on this step. Section 5. The final verdict. So, the final verdict? Inspect carefully. Check before you buy. A vigilant, prepared buyer can absolutely still make the 1.5-liter turbo CRV work for their family. It's not an automatic deal breaker, as long as the right steps have been taken. But rushing in blind, without checking the dipstick and demanding the paperwork, that is exactly the mistake we want you to avoid. Will you take the time to verify the fix before driving off the lot? As we wrap up this explainer, the choice is entirely yours. Are you ready to put on your mechanic's hat, ask the hard questions, and methodically verify the history before you make this car your own? Because taking just 10 extra minutes to verify the fix is literally the difference between owning a reliable family hauler and buying someone else's expensive mistake. Thanks for hanging out for this